Hey, welcome back to 8Y. Today's video is a little different, and honestly, one of my favorites. We're going to take a power from a famous anime and ask, does it actually hold up mathematically? In the anime Jujutsu Kaisen, the most powerful sorcerer alive, Gojo Satoru, has a technique called infinity. The idea is simple but terrifying. Between any attacker and Gojo, there's a distance, and that distance can always be halved, then halved again. Then again, forever. So the attack must cross an infinite number of steps to reach him, which Gojo claims can never be finished. The attacker slows to a crawl and never arrives. Wait, why would that work? And does the math actually agree? Now here's the part that genuinely amazed me. A student named Achmad Roykhan Sabiq wrote a full mathematical essay analyzing exactly this, Gojo's infinity, and submitted it to the Oxford University Mathematics Essay Competition. Someone actually sat down and asked whether this anime power survives real rigorous mathematics. I thought that was such a brilliant idea that I had to turn it into a video, so everything you're about to see is built on that essay. I'll explain each step in my own way and add a few thoughts of my own. Full credit to the author. Let's dig in. Let's take infinity seriously as a piece of mathematics. The claim is that an attack must pass through the halfway point, then the three-quarter point, then 7/8, and so on, infinitely many checkpoints. Two big questions follow. First, can you ever complete infinitely many steps? And second, how big, in a precise mathematical sense, is this infinite set of checkpoints? The answers come from two different and beautiful areas of mathematics. And remarkably, the same puzzle was first posed 2,500 years ago, long before anime, by a Greek philosopher named Zeno. Zeno of Elea imagined a race between Achilles, the fastest runner in the ancient world, and a tortoise, given a head start. Zeno argued Achilles could never overtake the tortoise. Why? Before he catches it, he must first reach where the tortoise is now, but by the time he gets there, the tortoise has moved a little further ahead. Then Achilles must reach that new spot, but again the tortoise has crept forward. This repeats forever. Infinitely many gaps to close. And how can anyone complete infinitely many tasks? So, Zeno concluded, motion itself must be an illusion. Of course, in reality, Achilles wins easily. We cross rooms every day. So Zeno's logic feels airtight, yet his conclusion is obviously false. For 2,000 years, nobody could fully explain the flaw. The answer is a geometric series. Here's the key idea Zeno was missing. Add up all those shrinking distances, 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8, and so on forever. You might expect an infinite sum to be infinite. It isn't. The left half of a square is 1/2. The top right piece adds 1/4. The next piece 1/8. Then 1/16. And the pieces keep fitting neatly inside the same square. No matter how many pieces we add, they always stay inside the one single square. They tile it perfectly. So the total area, the infinite sum, is exactly the area of the square, exactly 1. Let's prove it cleanly. Call the sum of the first n terms Sn. There's a neat closed formula for it. The sum of the first n terms equals 1 minus 1 over 2 to the n. You can check it. For one term, it's 1/2. For two terms, 3/4. For three terms, 7/8. Always just a tiny bit short of 1. Plot those partial sums. Each one climbs closer to 1 but never crosses it. As n grows to infinity, 1 over 2 to the n shrinks to 0, so the sum approaches exactly 1. This is what mathematicians call convergence. So Zeno was right that there are infinitely many steps, but wrong that they can't be finished. The total distance and the total time are finite. Achilles wins. And an attack on Gojo would, in this plain sense, reach him. As a wall, infinity collapses. But there's a deeper question. Those checkpoints, 1/2, 3/4, 7/8, and so on, form an infinite set of points. How big is that set, measured not by counting but by length? To answer this, we need an idea from the early 20th century. The Lebesgue measure, created by Henri Lebesgue. It's a rigorous way to assign a length to even very strange sets of points on a line. The idea is to cover your set with tiny intervals and ask, what's the smallest total length of covering you can possibly use? For a normal segment from A to B, the measure is just B minus A, exactly as you'd expect. But here's the shocking result we're heading toward. Our infinite set of checkpoints has a Lebesgue measure of exactly 0, infinitely many points occupying no length at all. Let's prove it. This is my favorite part. Pick any tiny positive number and call it epsilon. It can be as small as you like, a millionth, a billionth, anything. Now cover each checkpoint with its own little interval. But here's the trick. We make the intervals shrink. Around the first point, use an interval of length epsilon over 2. Around the second, epsilon over 4. The nth point gets epsilon over 2 to the n. Now add up the total length of all these covers. It's epsilon over 2 plus epsilon over 4 plus epsilon over 8, and so on. But that's just epsilon times our geometric series, which sums to 1. So the total length is exactly epsilon. And here's the killer. Epsilon was arbitrary. We can make it as small as we want. The set fits inside a total length smaller than any positive number. The only length that works is 0, so the measure of all those checkpoints is exactly 0. Infinitely many points, 0 length. So if those points take up 0 space, why does every attack still slow to a halt? Here's the twist the essay highlights, and it's gorgeous. Infinity doesn't subdivide distance. It changes the ruler used to measure distance. In ordinary space, a small step dx is just a small distance. But in curved geometry, the true distance depends on a quantity called the metric. The essay describes a metric built from a Gaussian kernel, the same tool used in machine learning to measure similarity. Far from Gojo, the metric is flat. Space behaves normally, and a step of 0.1 meters feels like 0.1 meters. But as you approach his position, the metric blows up. That same physical step of 0.1 now feels like 10 meters, then 100, then more without limit. The attacker's actual position barely changes, but the distance they feel, they must cross explodes toward infinity. The ruler itself stretches faster than they can advance. This is the heart of the whole idea, and it's genuinely beautiful. The exact same set of checkpoints can have two completely different sizes depending on which ruler you measure with. In the flat geometry of Lebesgue, the checkpoints have measure 0, negligible, nothing there. An attack should pass right through. But in the curved metric that infinity creates, those same points are stretched to an infinite distance, impassable. The barrier that looks like nothing in one geometry becomes an infinite wall in the other. Both answers are correct. They're just answers to different questions. That's not a contradiction, it's the profound truth that distance depends entirely on how you choose to measure it. If infinity is such a perfect wall, how was it ever beaten? In the story, Sukuna, using the adapting creature Mahoraga, found a way, and the mathematics of how is the deepest idea in the whole essay. Infinity depends on one crucial thing. The stretching function, call it omega of x, must be continuous, smooth and unbroken across all of space. Every ordinary attack has to climb this curve point by point, and the rising metric makes each step longer than the last. But Mahoraga stopped attacking Gojo. Instead, it attacked the space itself. It severed the continuity of omega at a single point. A cut that breaks the function doesn't need to cross any distance at all. It just renders the metric undefined. Infinity was never penetrated. The space carrying it was torn apart. Sukuna didn't overpower the technique. He asked a question it was never built to answer. He attacked the topology, not the distance. So, is Gojo's infinity mathematically undefeatable? It depends entirely on which mathematical language you use to ask. As a geometric series, it collapses. Every attack arrives. As a set under Lebesgue measure, it's negligible, measure 0. As a Riemannian metric, it becomes a formidable infinite wall. And through topology, even that wall falls if you sever the space holding it. Convergence, measure, geometry, and topology, 4 of the deepest ideas in mathematics, all hiding inside one anime power. And that's the real lesson. Mathematics doesn't just calculate, it illuminates. Huge thanks to Achmad Roykhan Sabiq for the brilliant essay this was based on. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to 8Y for more Wait Why moments. See you in the next one.